Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the GAA Grounds in Ballincollig on the outskirts of Cork City on this first day of August in the year 2020 for the first round game in the Senior A Hurling Championship, and a meeting for the first time since 2002 of Bride Rovers from East Cork and Ballymartle from South East. Last time they met was in Parky Ring in June 2002, and after a tight game on that occasion the Ballymartle team ran out by winners by a score of 116. 13 points. That was then, and today is now. So today, this is a new championship. This year, a new format. Obviously, it's called Senior A, and there's groups of 4, and everybody is aware that last night in the first group match in our first game in our group, Ballincollig had a good win over Kilworth, and Bride Rovers will be playing Ballincollig next week, and Kilworth are due to play Ballymartle. So I'll just give a run through the two teams for the listeners at home, so that they'll know what the line-outs are. The line-outs are as follows. Ballymartle team first. Paul Allen is in goals. The full back line, number 2 is Colm Coleman, number 3 Michael Micheál Tobin, and number 4 Liam Curry. Seamus Curry is in the half back line with Owen O'Leary and Simon Dorney. Number 8 centre field is Sean O'Mahony, and number 9 is Kieran Allen. Number 10 is Jack O'Dwyer. Number 11 Ryan Curry is the captain. Number 12 is Shane Cummins, 13 is Darren McCarthy, and 14 is Killian McCarthy, and 15 are John McCarthy. So three McCarthys in the full forward line for Ballymartle. Anthony McCarthy is the manager, and is also a selector along with Brian Higgins, John Kelly, Kate Coleman, Paul Madden, Ken Healy, and Carol Nahan. The Bride Rovers team in goals is Cian Hogan. The full back line is Fergus Collins, Brian Murphy, and Tygo Sullivan. Half-back line, Shane O'Connor, number 5, Owen Roach, number 6, and Shane Welsh, number 7. Centre field is Daniel Dooley, number 8, the captain, and number 9, alongside Daniel Dooley, is Kieran Kearney. The half-forward line for Bride Rovers is William Finnegan, Ryan Prendergast, number 11, and Patrick O'Flynn, number 12. And the full-forward line is Conleth Ryan, 13, Cian O'Connor, 14, and Brian Roach, number 15. The manager of the team is Stephen Glasgow. The coach is Per Kearney for former Ballyduff and Waterford, and the selectors are Richie Cahill, Barry Hazelwood, Shawnee O'Farrell, and Stephen Glasgow. And at this stage, I know that people watching at home, everybody would like to wish all the very best to Bride Rovers stalwart and Amanda's well known and umpiring duties all over Munster and Croke Park, Raymond Hegarty. Today's game is being refereed by a new referee on the scene, Brian Sweeney. So as I said, This is the first time the clubs have met since 2002, and they've had varying careers since Bride Rovers went on, obviously, to win the championship the following year. The intermediate, Ballymartle won it in 2010, and Ballymartle went on, obviously, that year, went all the ways to Croke Park and won the Club All-Ireland Intermediate Championship against Dixborough of Kilkenny. 3 years earlier, Bride Rovers had got to the senior hurling county final against SARS, and they were beaten by a point. So today's game, I suppose, tis do or die. It's not a knockout championship, but obviously to win the first round takes off the pressure. If you lose the first round, you're under savage pressure for games 2 and 3, and it will be a very competitive. A very competitive foursome. So we're just about 10 to 5, so we'll be ready to start. Obviously, normally at a match like this, I'd be saying the crowds are streaming in, and you have a huge crowd here today. But obviously, because of the COVID regulations, we haven't. You have a very, very small crowd, just maybe 30 or 40. When you take 200 in total, we take the 2 team panels out of it, and officials, referees, umpires, linesmen, plus people from the Ballincollig club. We're down to maybe 30 or 40 tickets per club, and that's the way it is for matches at the moment. Just a word about the Ballincollig pitch. Bride Rovers, we played a few juvenile and minor matches here over the years, but it's in pristine conditions. Obviously, I suppose most pitches are in great conditions now, but it's obviously in fantastic conditions. So we're just about 10 minutes as the 2 teams are poking around, and we'll be ready to start this Senior A Hurling Championship group game round robin. First game for these 2 teams, second match in the series. Both teams contain brothers, and Bride Rovers team, you have the 2 Roach brothers and you have the O'Connor brothers, and on the Ballymartle team you have the 2 McCarthy brothers in the full forward line, actually Darren and John McCarthy, with Killian playing number 14, no relation. And the Bride Rovers team, Shane O'Connor is playing number 5 wing back, and his brother Cian is playing full forward. The 2 Roaches, Brian Roach is playing corner forward, and his brother Owen is playing centre back. unusual conditions here in Ballincollig of Saturday evening at coming on to 5 o'clock for the first round of this Senior A Hurling Championship. As I said, a new competition, new format this year, with every competition being played on a round robin basis. And of course, because of the COVID situation, no dressing rooms open yet, so the players have to come tagged out in the park that way. So you can see the Ballymartle team just taking in some refreshments before the start of the match. Just talking to Brian Sweeney that there'll be a water break in each half. He's just mandated to have that between the 15th and the 20th minute, so it is at his discretion. When there's a break, a player, if the ball goes wide, he can have that, and that's for 2 minutes, and that time is allowed afterwards in the total time of the match. So I suppose we have a total attendance here today. I was just looking around here outside. There's no more than maybe 60 or 70 people, because 200 in total, and when you take the team panels and officials out of it, each club will end up getting maybe 20 or 30 tickets. So that's about. There's Keane Hogan playing in goals for Bride Rovers. His father played for many years, both at junior, intermediate and senior level, and his great granduncle Dave Hogan was on the Bride Rovers teams that won East Cork Championships way back in the 1930s, so he's continuing a proud tradition of the Hogan family. And a lot of the players on both sides here have great traditions of Shane Cummins, number 12 on the Ballymartle team. He's the son of Anthony Cummins, who was a great player for Ballymartle for many, many years. Corrie's, of course, Seamus Corrie and Dad McCarthy have both figured with the Cork won the red jersey, and in the Bride Rovers team, of course, Brian Murphy and the two Roaches and Paddy O'Flynn have all been on Cork minor teams in recent years, and several more have been on Cork underage panels in recent times. So we're ref just explaining to the two captains there at the moment just about, I suppose he's just telling him what his plans for the game are, and they're about to be photographed. This Daniel Dooley, captain of Bride Rovers, and yeah, so they started doing the task, getting an official photograph taken. So we're nearly ready to start. Let's say we've about 2 or 3 minutes to go, and we'll be ready to roll. No great advantage. It's a slight breeze blowing down, I suppose, towards what we call the city side, and the far side of us here you have the Ballincollig Municipal Park stretching along, and just beyond that is the River Lee, and you're looking back towards Tower and Blarney and the hillside. Normally, I suppose, for a first round game like this between two rural teams with great followings, you'd be normally saying, I suppose, we'd have maybe 700 or 800 people here today. So it is, I won't say unreal or surreal, but it's just a kind of a different atmosphere from what we normally would expect for games like this. So we'll be starting off with Daniel Dooley and Kieran Kearney will be the centre field pairing for Bride Rovers, and Sean O'Mahony and Kieran Allen. Okay, the ref is whistling him up, so we're nearly ready to start. So as I said, team captains have given the last few words. Daniel Dooley for Bride Rovers and Brian Corrie, centre forward for Ballymartle. So the ref is calling the two teams in to the fine. It's a fine, full-length, extensive pitch here in Ballincollig. There's no complaints that the pitch itself is in perfect condition. It's beautifully cut, manicured. A breeze there, but not a very strong breeze. It's supposed to help whichever goalie is playing from left to right, but you couldn't consider it a gale. Earlier in the afternoon, we were here with a few hours. It looked like as though we were going to have showers of rain, but the rain, thanks be to God, the threat of rain seems to have cleared off, and the flags, they're blowing, but only limply enough, so there isn't the wind isn't going to make a huge bearing on conditions one way or another, I'd say. And they're after tossing, and as I said, the backs are going back and the forwards are going back, forwards are going forward, so they're taking up their position. So it looks like that Bride Rovers are playing from right to left, yeah. Ballymartle are playing opposite way. There's they were saying under the COVID restrictions, I suppose they shouldn't be shake hands, but fellas are still giving a shake hands to the players before they start the throw-in for this first round senior A hurling championship between Ballymartle and Bride Rovers. And we're ready now for throwing Brian Sweeney, getting ready to throw in the schlitter for this match here this evening in Ballincollig. Hurley's around and the match is on. There's a little bit of stalemate early on, and it looks like there's no one to still, like a ruck, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 players into it. And now eventually one of the Ballymartle half-hours is after get hit, and he sends in a lowish ball into the corner forward. The corner forward gets it, but is beaten out by the Bride Rovers cornerback, number 4, Tiger Sullivan. Tiger Sullivan hits it back to Brian Murphy, the former Cork stalwart, and he sends it out over towards the far side, where there's 2 players struggling for it over there. There's a Ballymartle player on the ground, but another Ballymartle player is coming into a system. Number 14, the Bride Rovers, number 14, Cian O'Connor is out, but it's played back to Ballymartle, and Ballymartle have it and cleared up the field. It's a dangerous looking ball. Ballymartle corner forward has it in his hand despite the attention of the Bride Rovers cornerback, and he's getting free out for Bride Rovers. Good play there by Shane O'Connor. Presumed it, he said he slightly overplayed it, I think. And the free has been taken by centre back for Bride Rovers when the Roach twins, Owen Roach, no, he changes his mind, and now it's going to it's William Finnegan. William Finnegan stepping up. It's well back in his own half back line. William Finnegan standing over this free. Couldn't set it a scoring chance, but there's a chance to put the ball in around the danger area for Bride Rovers. I believe William Finnegan bends, lifts, and he strikes. Good long ball. You couldn't say it's wind assisted, but it's getting very close to the goal area. It's gone. I think he's possibly give it as a free out. Yeah, he's giving it as a free out. So first chance for the Ballymartle goalie Paul Allen to get involved in the affair in the play today. So Paul Allen takes it, sends a big long one. We'll be on just out to midfield where one of the Bride Rovers players, actually number 12, knocks it down, and it's another free. This time it's a free in for Ballymartle. Brian Sweeney is not out as a free in for Ballymartle, and number 8 centre field for Ballymartle, Sean O'Mahony, standing over this one. Probably from just over halfway, probably would be within scoring distance for a club senior player at this stage. So hits it, looks fairly good, and it's going in, and it's gone wide. So it's the first wide for Ballymartle. Cian Hogan's puck out is on the way. Cian Hogan's puck out just down, well cut below, and a good strike. And it looks like it's an opening score for Bride Rovers. A well taken point, quickly taken point from good puck out by Cian Hogan. Spotted a man, and the pass went in. So that's just after 2 minutes early time jet, and Bride Rovers lead by a point. Second time on the ball for Paul Allen. Paul Allen pucks it out again. They had the play seems to be that side of the field. It's broken down, but the Ballymartle player has it despite the intentions of Shane Welch. Shane Welch is battling with the ground, but the Ballymartle player, number 4, Liam Corrie, gets it, passes it good, gets a hand pass off, gets a kind of a broken ball down, but it comes to number 5 for Bride Rovers. Number 5, he's trying to clear it out, but still the ball is on the ground, and he hits it well. Oh, Jacobs, Bride Rovers player, he falls. Owen Rush just slipped as he was trying to get it, but the ball is still coming out of the rush. It's still there for anybody. But to the Ballymartle player. Ballymartle player lifts it, he's well surrounded. He's not fouled. The ref said he was fouled. I didn't think he was fouled, but the ref said he was fouled. The lads on Cian O'Connor just held his hands out. He thought he wasn't fouling, but the ref said that he was. I thought he was just crowding him out, but the ref said it's a free in, so there's a chance for Ballymartle now to even up the score. And the free taker is after taking a yard or two, and this time it's number 13. Dan McCarthy, who's worn the Cork jersey of course in the past. He's taken a chance from around midfield, and he just stands over it, takes his time, has a look at it, bends, lifts, and he strikes, and an unusual way of striking the ball, but this time it's wide again. So it's a second wide for Ballymartle, and Bride Rovers lead by a point to no score. It's early days yet, there's no pattern to the game. I think Cian Hogan pucks it out, it looked like a shot puck out, but anyway it works out all right for the Bride Rovers as Brian Murphy. It looked dangerous. I mean, there Brian Murphy clears it off down the field. An awful lot of play seems to be at the far side there, but Ballymartle defenders repel it well, and a good hand pass out, and straight away it's back into the Ballymartle attack, and Bride Rovers are under a small bit of pressure here. But the number 2, Fergus Collins, he's under pressure, and he's still with the hand out, he's still there chasing, and he's come back hit back well to the corner forward, and the ref was awarding. I think he's saying there was a hand on the back or something. Giving a free in. I thought it was a not free enough to the ball. Probably Bride Rovers should have cleared really, because they were in control. 2 to men. There was two backs there to 1 forward, but they didn't clear it. So this will be a much easier chance than the 2 previous ones for Ballymartle to tie up the scores as we approach the 5th minute of the match. And it looks, I suppose there's only about 30 yards out, so it looks kind of a simple enough tap over free for Ballymartle, and he begins lifts and strikes number 15, and he sends it wide. That was a kind of a bad miss enough now, because you think it was a close enough, an easy enough chance, and it was John McCarthy, one of the 2 McCarthy brothers in the full forward line. Stuck that out, and Bride Rovers, you think it was blocked down by Cian O'Connor. Cian O'Connor shot is blocked now. It is sent in a second time by Bride Rovers. It's a good ball. It looks a good ball, but into the hands of Paul Allen. Paul Allen hand passes it out, and the Ballymartle defender is coming out with it. He's harried and chased by Bride Rovers, but he still gets his attack in, and he still gets a good clearance in. And Bride Rovers seem to be there, and it's number 4. Tyke Sullivan is there. Gets his clearance in, not a huge clearance, but still it finds the man outside, and Bride Rovers are on the attack again. They've had plenty of attacks, but only still 1 score to show for it. Everybody thought that was a free in for Bride Rovers, but it wasn't a free in. The ref said that there was no foul there, even though the Bride Rovers man was pulled to the ground. And now Ballymartle, as a result, even though Bride Rovers didn't get a free, Ballymartle now in the attack, and this looks a very promising shot. And it's a point, yeah, a levelling score. A lot of people thought that should have been a free out, but it wasn't a free out, it was a point. So the teams are level in the 6th minute. They're level after 6 minutes. Bride Rovers 1 point, Ballymartle 1 point. That could have been, in many people's opinions, a free in the other way if it had been a free in for Bride Rovers. But then, the ref was the man in charge, and he made the decision, and it was from the clearance where we thought there should have been a free, and we thought there should have been someone injured. There could have been someone, Bride Rovers player foul below. The ref has gone out to check on something now. There's still someone stretched down below since that incident a while ago when the ref didn't give a free, and now the linesman is coming in to have a chat. I can't see which Bride Rovers player is injured, but the linesman is coming in to have a chat with someone, whether something happened after the ball or not, I don't know, but the linesman is discussing it with Brian Sweeney, and he's gone over and he's taking out his, book or not, but he's gone over to attend to the injured player. It looks like Paddy Fling, and it looks like that he had a head injury, and the ref is taking out his notebook, and he is talking to the centre back, Owen O'Leary. Oh, sorry, I'm not wrong. It was 5 to Seamus Curry. I think he's talking to Seamus Curry. Got a yellow card. Well, that happened in the original incident. No, not is he giving? Surely not giving a yellow card to the 2 of them. See, maybe it is. Maybe it was just. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, that's the 2 of them. Paddy Flynn got a yellow card as well. So whatever happened, anyway, the score remains. There's a point each. Bride Rovers have a point from an early score, and now Ballymartle have levelled as we're going to the 7th minute. Cian Hogan's puck out, it landed well beyond the Bride Rovers man, and now it's the centre back, Owen O'Leary. Clears it out, but Bride Rovers have it again. A pass, it's gone straight now. It's on to Kieran Carney, has it, and he passed it on to the full forward, number 14, Cian O'Connor. Oh, Kieran O'Connor. There was a frontal charge there, surely. A frontal charge, and is the ref saying that it was a free out? He's certainly saying it was a free out. No, it is a free in, surely, all right. And number 10, William Finnegan. William Finnegan, for a minute, I thought Ballymartle thought as though he was charging. They were hanging onto the ball, but no, there's William Finnegan lines up. Judge it, the flags there looked at by Roberts at the edge of a slight breeze, but it's not a strong breeze, but they have the edge of a slight breeze. It's just outside the D as William Finnegan lines up to take this, and he sends it over the bar. It's a point, 2nd point for Bride Rovers. William Finnegan from a free in the 9th minute. So Paul Allen is on again looking for his options. Number 15 for the Rovers there. Brian Roach is in front of him. Cian O'Connor, the full forward, is playing out. He's playing away out. Brian Roach is kind of nearly inside himself, and Connor's Ryan nearly inside in the zone. Paul Allen pucks it out, and it's the centre forward, Ryan Prendergast, first time on the ball. He passes it back, and Bride Rovers are in attack again. And it's a promising ball, but the Rovers player overruns it, and Ballymartle have it again. The cornerback is clearing it. There's 2 fellas around him. They're not fouling him. They're still putting him under fierce pressure, but the Bride Rovers player seemed to be. He's getting a free in. He's getting a free in there. He was impeded. Definitely, he was impeded as he went forward. So good attack. So another chance for William Finnegan at this stage. was Paddy Flynn was going forward there and he was held back. So I had a word with him again because he got the yellow card a while ago, so he's after talking to him twice at this stage. This is for William Finnegan now again, out at a slight angle. Yeah, the wind is definitely, it isn't a huge factor, but probably helping Bride Rovers a bit in the first half. William Finnegan is taking this to just sideways to the goal, not the most straightforward one, but and he sends it wide from a free by William Finnegan, yeah. In the 10th minute, that would have put the Rovers 3 points to 1 ahead. Striking, Ballymartle have had 2 wides and Bride Rovers, that was their first wide at that stage. So Paul Ellen's puck out. Again, all the players, whether it's by the wind or not, seems to concentrate over at that side of the field, but Ballymartle are in possession and they're coming forward. He's the number 4 and he's overplayed the ball. Must have cut it twice. The ref was up close to the play, Brian Sweeney. No one else, there was no objection from the Ballymartle player, so it must have been that he was holding the ball twice. So William Finnegan is going to have what am I saying? That is the other the free was in, he's giving a free out. This is the number 6, Owen O'Leary. There was a foul, I didn't see that, but maybe my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be long ago. So it is the centre back for Ballymartle is taking this free, and this will be landing in around the danger area, I'm sure, because it's a good shot, and of course all the ways along. It's a wide, that's the 3rd wide for Ballymartle. I don't know what that free was. That was in the 11th minute of the game. So another 3 or 4 minutes now we'll be into water break time. So at this stage, you couldn't say there's no pattern in the play because it's very even. This is number 12 for Bride Rovers on the ball there. Paddy Fling, he sends it down along the wing, and a good ball in from Point. That put Bride Rovers 3 points to 1 ahead in the, I suppose, about the 11th minute. That's 3 points to 1, 2 from play and 1 from a free. The Ballymartle is 1, but couldn't say the Bride Rovers are dominated. There's no one dominated, so he hits a shot puck out to him, and he was waiting and doing. Bride Rovers, the attackers were very slack there. They weren't watching that, and the Bride Rovers, he sends a good ball sent in. And now what way is he giving this free? It's had to know. Is he blaming? Is he saying that Brian Murphy fouled the man as he was clearing the ball? I don't know. Still no indication what way the free is going. Presumptuous the way he said that your man pulled on Brian Murphy. He didn't give an indication, but as Keane Hogan is coming out to take the free as we're approaching. We're halfway behind the 10th minute and the 15th minute is about 12 and a half minutes gone. Bride Rovers leading 3 points to 1. But it's anybody's game really. If Ballymartle converted those early chances, we'd be probably on level. Again, going down doing Bride Rovers player as if it is no Hurling. Number 12 here, it's all right. And that's Paddy Flynn. And Paddy Flynn sends the ball over the bar. Yeah, good score from Paddy Flynn, yeah. That makes it 4 points to 1 as that's in about the 12th minute. So 4 points to 1 for Bride Rovers, a nice lead. This number 2 over here, the cornerback, Colin Coleman is waiting. He got the last puck out, but he's got to get this one on. Now they played the shot, but this time he's not. His other cornerback, number 4, Seamus Carey, is, I say, but he's marked all right. So he sends it out again over. It was beaten down by Bride Rovers player, with Ballymartle in possession. They're still on the ground now. It is anybody's ball. There's a ruck there. There's nobody getting Ballymartle. This is after clearing out. Ballymartle player got it, and he's about to clear it, and he's cleared it. They tried to block it down, but they didn't block it down. So he's now, what's he giving now? I can't figure out. This time he's giving a free for. This time he's giving a free for. I must have called back the play. There must have been he must be saying there was a Ballymartle player foul because the play went up. So now he's calling back, and there's a free from just beyond their own half line for Ballymartle, and it's going to be taken by their centre back Owen O'Leary. This will be landing in the danger area now again because he's a fine puck of a ball there. He has gone in around, gone in right close to the square, actually close to it. Keane Hogan just got the hurley to it, got it gone anyway because it was diddling and daddling, landed right on the square. Now the corner forward is coming out, he's looking for options, but Bride Rovers have it again, and it's been cleared, good clearance out by number 10. Oh, gee, it's all right, yeah, but still, there's number 14, Keane O'Connor. He's nominally playing full forward, but he's out centre field, and he passes it out to Kieran Kearney. Kieran Kearney gets a chance, and he sends it in to number 10. It's Paddy O'Fling, sends it over the bar. Tidy bit of play there. Started in the back line, played it down, and just Paddy O'Fling got it. and they're leading 5 points to 1. We're just on the quarter of an hour, so any time now between now and the next 5 minutes, the ref can decide to have the water break. That's his discretion. It's not it's a warm evening, but it's not overly warm. Shot puck out again. That's twice now. Bride Rovers have been caught with shot puck outs, and this time there was a hurley around the neck from a Bride Rovers defender there. Cian O'Connor is saying he didn't do it, but it is, so it'll be a free out. He left the play go, but there was nothing came for top. Ballymartle will have it again, and it's the centre back. He's after taking a lot of frees from O'Leary. This time it's gone up to the wing, and Bride Rovers have it. A nice bit of play now. If you can finish that, would be a great score, but it's a bit far out to attempt to score, but he's going to try anyhow. But Ballymartle defenders break it down, but it's still there for the Rovers. It's still there for the Rovers, but they overran it. Conlon Ryan just didn't get it yet, but he got the flick away, and now Paddy Fling's man gets back, and O'Leary sent it up again. This number centre back sends it up again, and it's there, it's on the ground again, it's between them. You think that was the sideline, but that was the wire. It's gone out. No, it didn't gone. It's gone out. It's gone out. The linesman has the flag up. I didn't think it was gone, but the linesman was closer to the action than me, and I think there's a line ball for possibly for Bride Rovers. So we'll probably in the 15 minute now. So we'll probably have a water break. Well, he said I was talking to Brian before the match. So I said anytime. I think that the rules are anytime between the 15th and the 20th minute. This is a sideline ball for Bride Rovers. Out is only out about 30 yards. Out is when you want to be very careful. Clear it. He got a good lift under it. But his Ballymartle out first, and Ballymartle. There's a lot of ball gone down there, but Ballymartle seemed to be clearly a lot of ball. To the number 8 for Bride Rovers got a Daniel Doolin. He passed it back. There's a big long shot gone in, and it's gone over the bar. It's a great score. It's a great long distance score for Bride Rovers. An excellent score. So that puts him in a nice position. There's 6 points to 1 up, and probably the possession that Ballymartle doesn't reflect that, because Ballymartle probably had as much possession, but they had a couple of early wides, and then Bride Rovers had just got a kind of a purple patch down out a few minutes, and they've got a couple of grand scores. Paddy Flink especially come into it. There's 2 Bride Rovers players went up for that. 3 of them nearly went up for it, but it's very close to the line, and I think there's the Bride Rovers number 11, Ryan Prendergast, has it, and he hand passes it out. He hand passes it out to Paddy Fling, but Paddy Fling, Paddy Fling's hand passes stray. Well, he doesn't send it astray because it's after being picked up by Shane O'Connor. Shane O'Connor, him though he had the hand around the neck, he should be taking his shot from here. Jesus, Shane, he was too long taking that because it was blocked down. He all the time with the waddle. It was a very wee, and now he's had to pass it in, and there's a Ballymartle player now completely on his own here inside, and this will be kind of a good shot, but it goes wide, another wide. We're very lucky there. Well, Bride Rovers, Shane O'Connor probably should have had the score below. He was just a small bit, he was blocked down. I'd say maybe he had too much time. He thought he had too much time because it was a grand passing movement. He was after being put through, and you said there was another point definitely on, but he was just, I won't say casual, but he was blocked down. And now we're 17 minutes gone. I think is he after calling? Yeah, he's after calling the water break. So yeah, to 6 points to 1, you say Bride Rovers would be happy enough with that lead, but it could be gone either way really, because Ballymartle have had their chances too. You couldn't say Bride Rovers are dominated, only they're probably making better use of the chances they have. They've had only 1 wide. William Finnegan had a wide from a free, whereas Ballymartle had 2 wides from frees early on, and they had a wide and 2 subsequent. So they have had 4 wides. So the Bride Rovers won at this stage, but as I said, the breeze is probably helping Bride Rovers a bit. As the puck outs from Cian Hogan, when they come beyond maybe to midfield, and the next ball is down, he's actually getting right into the square, whereas you'd notice a few of the Ballymartle ones there, especially a couple of the frees that he took, maybe landed slightly shot, but still, there's any Bride Rovers, while they have a 5 point lead, it's not a huge lead after the first quarter of an hour. So we'll be back on air again in about a minute's time. Anthony McCarthy there, he's a former stalwart player with Ballymartle, giving his words of advice, and Bride Rovers are in a huddle there after breaking up from the huddle with Stephen Glasgow and Pat Kearney, their coach. as they're getting ready to go back in action again. The water break is a new thing, but it's just to avoid water bottles being thrown in and different people handling water bottles during the COVID crisis. That's why they have the water breaks in both halves, that people are handling different bottles. I suppose it's a good idea in this day and age when we just have to take measures for say after the try and keep the pandemic as bay as much as we can. So we're back in action again. So I wouldn't be sure of the time now, but I think the break was just for about 2 minutes. So Bride Rovers are in attack again now. Number 7 hits the ball down, a good shot there from Shane Welch in around the corner. It comes to Conor Ryan, but he slipped and the ball is cleared up again into the danger area, and the Ballymartle players are there, and they get it as it comes as a kind of a rebound really. Bride Rovers are lucky. He said that the Bride Rovers player made contact. He's blaming. He's saying that Daniel Dooley was a bit late coming inside. This will be a very good chance, I'd say, for Ballymartle to put their second point. A bit harsh now if he's going to give him a card for that, because it was more of a kind of an accidental. It was definitely not anything deliberate, but he's giving him. He didn't flash a yellow card, so it was just perhaps it's only a tick. So it will be a chance for Ballymartle to get their second score in the game early in the second period of the first half. So the player that's down injured is the Ballymartle number 10, Jack O'Dwyer. Jack O'Dwyer, a very famous Ballymartle name down the years. You know, always said the Dwyer name is always represented on the Ballymartle team. When Bride Rovers played them in 2002 above in Park Ring last time they made an intermediate championship, I wouldn't be surprised, but there was either 3 or 4 Dwyers playing that day. And the free taker now for Ballymartle is Darren McCarthy, one of the 2 brothers in the full forward line. Himself and his brother John with Killian is in between, and Darren hits that and hits it over the bar. Yep. Such a point from a free by Darren McCarthy gives them their second score. So now a 5-point lead is reduced to 4, which is a small enough lead. Cian Hogan's puck out goes well beyond midfield, and Brian Roach ran onto it, but he didn't get it. So it's a line ball for Ballymartle. Just a period now. Ballymartle seem to have settled the second quarter. Just that score will have settled their nerves a little bit, because they would have been very conscious if Bride Rovers had got too far away from them. You know, I wouldn't say the game was gone beyond them, but like a 5-point leader, if it had extended more. But now a 4-point lead is very manageable. A 4-point lead is only, as we know in hurling, it is only 2 scores. A great sideline puck there from Ballymartle, and the Ballymartle player went up height for it. The Bride Rovers player got it and lost it. Second Bride Rovers player has got it and lost it. But now Ballymartle have it. No, he has it in his hand, and he got a little push in the back, but he got away with it. And the Bride Rovers number 10, William Finnegan, sends it down. But below, we're shocked the players below now, because the Bride Rovers player, and is he giving a free in or a free out? I don't know. He hasn't indicated yet. Paddy Flynn thought that he was fouled definitely, but whether he was or not. Or the number 12 for Bride Rovers. Yeah, Paddy Flynn, he thought. Yeah. So William Finnegan walks in. Paddy Flynn acknowledged that he had that little tap there as that ball was played in. Dangerous enough ball. Paddy Flynn did well, because Ballymartle had an extra defender there in fairness. So Paddy Flynn threw himself around a good bit, coming from another great Bride Rovers dynasty. The Flynn name has been associated with Rovers teams back as far as the 60s and 70s and all relations with him. And now William Finnegan is about to take this straight in front. Here you'd see the Ballymartle jersey is rippling there a little bit, all right, as if they showed that Bride Rovers are playing with, I suppose, a significant enough wind. So now it's 7 points to 2 as we just gone beyond the 20th minute, and Paul Allen from Ballymartle getting ready to puck it out. This time he doesn't go for a shot, but this time he goes for a length, and he passed it up. There's a Ballymartle man on his own there in the corner of the field, but the ball was got by the Rovers number 11, Ryan Prendergast, and Ryan Prendergast sends it down to Brian Roach, and Brian Roach sends it in along, and Conor Ryan is going through with the ball now. He's going through. It's a good effort to Ficken. Oh, he was taken out of it there. He was taken out of it unceremoniously. There wasn't a fair shoulder. He was absolutely flattened by that. It will be, and there's no point in saying to them, get him up now, because I think, and I see, is that the wrong man? I didn't think that's the man that fouled him. He's blaming the cornerback, Liam Curry. I don't think it was the cornerback at all. Yeah. He took him out of it. It will merit a card of some colour. It's have to know what colour, but he'll be lucky, I think, to get away with a yellow card here, because that was what you call a frontal charge, which in hurling, when a player is gone, yeah, he was lucky enough. He got away with a yellow number 4. Yeah. Conor Ryan is still down injured. Conor, whose father Donald captain Bride Rovers in 1998 when they won the East Cork and County Junior Hurling Championship. he's fairly shook after that. And to be honest, if Bride Rovers have that win, then it looks significant enough now when you see the jerseys rippling and the flags rippling. See, even you have the mayor come on there, you can see there's a fair old breeze there, so they don't be using it. Dan Cody, the physio for Bride Rovers, just checking because that was a kind of a bone-shattering charge there now, in fairness, that flattened him. And it'll be a free for William Finnegan. I hope don't break down momentum, but when you see a player down that way as if he's suffering from dizziness, it isn't a good sign at all, really. And he's still looking at him. There's no sign of him putting on his helmet. He's a wee word at the referee, and there's still no talk about it, but he still check him when you see a man with his hands around his neck, and just check his eyesight there. But hopefully it'll be okay. There's a lot of activity on off the field at this stage between officials coming on, checking different things, but I presume we'll still end up with a free from the end of the day for William Finnegan. So this will add a couple of minutes. Probably there's a Bride Rovers sub, I'd say, warming up on the sideline over, because if he's going to be if he has to go off, he'd be a major loss. He hasn't scored yet, but at the same time he would be a major loss for Bride Rovers. He'd be one of the key forwards. He's been involved in several of the movements there. Jason Mannix is lining up as if he's going to come on. Looks, I don't know whether he's coming on. He have the helmet on, and yes, I must be able to get the signal from the selectors. The linesman has gone over, whether he's telling him to come on, that he have to put on a sub or not, I don't know. We just see now Conlett is still down. He's still down, he's still getting attention. Yeah, Jason is coming on. It looks like that Conlett, yeah, he's still down, so we have a break for a couple of minutes here now. It's fair to give a shout there from the sideline, but if he's down, he's down. I suppose the decision has to be made by the decision has to be made by the physio. If he deems that he's not fit to come back on, he can't come back on, but he's down for a few minutes now. There's no sign of the helmet gone back in his head or anything. Now he hasn't moved since he just sat in that sitting position there a few minutes ago. Like, it is the head and shoulders they're worried about, obviously, and just what you call a bone-crunching tackle straight frontal since his neck, I'd say they're worried about as much as anything else. You can see him there, the physio kind of holding, see if his neck is sore or anything to be dangerous thing to continue play. So the ref is looking over him. The ref isn't whoosh him off or telling him to go off or anything, so it is a serious enough, it looks a serious enough injury. They're reaching for the bags, and Jason Mannix is ready to come on. He has the helmet put on. So the lads are looking for some medication or something. As I said, this is the first time the teams have met since 2002. We brought up championship. Bride Rovers were after winning the county in 1998, and it was their fourth year up intermediate. They were at the beating Yall in the first round when they met Ballymartle on Saturday the 29th of June in the afternoon match in Park Hurling, a high scoring match. Bride Rovers scored 113, but Ballymartle got the goal, and a few extra points. They scored 116 to 13 points. Bride Rovers won the intermediate championship the following year, and Ballymartle amazingly had to wait for another 7 years. They won it in 2010. That was the year, as I said a while ago, they went on to win the county, they went on to win the Munster, and they went on to win the All-Ireland Championship, beating a very famous Dicksboro club. Must be a jaw injury here, because they're wrapping a bandage around his jaws if to keep his jaw in position, in possession. So this will be a big loss for Bride Rovers, because at minor and under 21, and even at senior level since he came on the team at the last couple of years, Conlett has been one of the stars of the side. Richie Carl is selected there. Probably they might have to make positional changes now again, and often an injury like that can upset the momentum of a team, and to just have to know now as regards time and everything. You'll be saying how many minutes are left, but you won't have a clue now how many minutes are left, because the water break was 2 minutes, but this break has been at least 3 or 4 minutes. So we could have what should have been a 30-minute half could easily be a 37-minute half now. Yeah, just heard from the sideline there, selector Richie Carl saying that since we had jaw injury, he got a bone-crunching tackle right into the face, and I suppose they're afraid anything like that in the face or the jaw area, you can't take any chances, you have to take precautions. So that's why Dan Cody and the medics are bandaging him up well. So he'll have to see a big loss after just maybe 20 minutes of the actual game in the first half. It's an awful shock for any young player to have to go off injured like that, and it's a big upset for the team as well. But hopefully Conlett will be alright. He's had a bit of stuff, but when you see a fella bandaged up like that, isn't a nice situation. But he's gone off, and yeah, so that famous yellow helmet of Conlett Ryan's won't be seen in for the remainder of this match. It's anyhow, like, so hopefully he'll be okay, and his place will be taken and probably corner forward. There could be positional change by Jason Mannix. Conlett is shook enough now, and he's a strong young fella. He wouldn't normally Yeah, his bandage, when you see that bandage around the jaw, it's just worrying, but hopefully he'll be okay. So he's being replaced by Jason Mannix. Another family, the Mannixes, have given. Jason's grandfather was a selector with the club and he was vice chairman. His grandfather, Paddy Mannix, and his father played and uncles played, all belong to him, have played. So William Finnegan lines up to take this free from about 30 yards out and he taps it over the bar. So that includes, that's another point from William Finnegan from a free, and it makes the lead now 8 points to 2. And just as Conor Ryan is being taken off here, he gets a deserving round of applause. But in the meantime, it's a very quick attack from Ballymartle, and it's the cornerback number 4, Liam Curry, sends it in, and it's still there. But it's Cian O'Connor, the Bride Rovers full forward, is in possession below, and he's tumbled down. It could be a penalty, I'd say, judging by where he is. Yeah, stop the now. See what the ref is saying. No, it's not. It's an ordinary 21-yard free, I think. I just had to know which white line he was inside there, but the ref there's 2 of them in goals, and yeah, 3. I think he's allowing 3. Yeah, there can be 3 in goals, not 4. There's 4 of them back there at the moment, but he can only allow 3 in goals. As William Finnegan lines up to take this, I presume he'll try and add to his tally by putting it straight over the bar, which he does. Another point from William Finnegan from a free. So that makes it 9 points to 2. Yeah, 9 points to 2, and there was a good counter-attack from Bride Rovers against Ballymartle. Were in the attack at the time. That makes it 8 points to 2. I thought it was 9, but he's only saying 8. I thought it was 9. Bride Rovers clearing it, and the ball is still on the ground. Ballymartle are in possession. They get it back. Ballymartle get it back, and it's cleared. Yeah, up the field again. Bride Rovers are there, but the Ballymartle man is out first. The Ballymartle man catches it and he turns and twists and hits a great ball in towards the forwards. And Ballymartle, but is blocked down inside by, I suppose it was Shane O'Connor got the block into that one. And Bride Rovers, Ballymartle are still there. Bride Rovers, he gets it down, and to the number 8, Daniel Dooley gets it away down the field from a good pass to the team captain. Ballymartle seem to have a spare man below at the moment. They seem to have a spare attacker below at the moment, but Paddy Fling have it, and Paddy Fling, his pass was out to Jason Mannix. Jason Mannix is a small bit slow, but he got a great pass from Jason Mannix, and he hits it out to Daniel Dooley, and Daniel Dooley hits it in, and Daniel Dooley, his ball is wide, a second wide for Bride Rovers, a wide for Bride Rovers. There's a player injured there again, Ballymartle. Yeah, the scoreboard is only showing 8 points at the moment, but it should be 9 points in actual fact. Bride Rovers leading 9 points to 2, and there's a Ballymartle player injured down. Seamus Curry is injured at the moment, so this is going to be a long half. As far as I know, it was 6, and William Finnegan has got 3 in this half, so that would make it 9 points. That would probably make it 9 points to 2, all right, even though the scoreboard is still only showing 8. Maybe he missed one white flag there a while ago, I'm not sure. Seamus Curry's second injury now after Conor Ryan a while ago. Seamus Curry is done, but the helmet is still on, and he's talking everything, so I don't know whether he's holding his hand up to his forehead. He'd be one of the most experienced players on this team. Seamus, a brother of Brian Carey, the team captain, have given great service to Ballymartle over the next couple of years. The man down there on the sideline with him is the former referee Ken Healy from Ballymartle, one of the mentors with Ballymartle today. They're waiting for, I think they're just waiting for some medical assistance to come in. They're waiting for somebody extra to come in at some stage anyhow, yeah. Yeah, he's up on his feet, and yeah, he's on his feet, so he doesn't seem to be. No, I thought he was waiting for medical attention, but they're putting ice to his knee. But other than that, he seems to be in good form. Like, seems to be okay. There's no talk about him being substituted or anything in yet. So no, we're gone 35 minutes now, but I suppose we'll have another between the injury Conor Ryan and this injury now and the water break. We could easily have another 5 minutes. I'd say. It's a nice evening here in Ballincollig. There is a little bit of a breeze, but it's not a substantial breeze, and it's for the 1st of August, I suppose it's a cool evening. It's not the conditions are probably grand for lads for hurling now, in fairness, I'd say at this stage, Or the scoreboard is still showing 8 points to 2. Now maybe we think it's 9 points to 2. And Paul Allen pucks it out, and this time this for the third time in the match. I'm surprised that Bride Rovers slack marking that he finds it, and so from being below alongside the goals now, the ball has gone way up the field, and it's a sideline ball for it's a sideline ball for Bride Rovers. The linesman is indicating that it's to be taken from, I think it was a free, it's a sideline ball, and the cornerback Tiger Sullivan is shaping up to it. He's looking around to see options to send it back or send it forward, or where is he going to send it, but Snell Station dog have a little bit of exercise on the far side. Tiger Sullivan, badly hit ball from Tiger Sullivan. He hits badly, but luckily enough, Shane Welch gets it, and Shane Welch doing back clears it down. Shane was the captain of the under-21 team when they won the under-21 2 years ago. Paddy Flink there was in a half force. You'd say he was surely fouled. There was fellas hanging off him, but the ref didn't see it that way, and he a good ball from Ballymartle across the field, and there's no one there from the Rovers. I thought they was getting a block down, but it's gone right up into the attack, and now there's a free. It's just, like Brian Murphy and his men were kind of tussling into each other, and now I wouldn't say that was a bad foul, but it looks now from the shouting and roaring that Brian Murphy is he going to give him a card? He's not. No, I don't think so. This is a free now from the edge of the D, so this will be surely the third score for Ballymartle at this stage. They'll probably go. Hopefully they'll go for a point from a Bride Rovers point of view. Ballymartle will make a substitution. I think is it the player that was. Can't see his number. No, is it the player that was injured a while ago or not? To make a substitution anyhow, and his number. No, it's the number 10 for Ballymartle has come off Jack O'Dwyer, and the point has been added from a free, so it is free for Ballymartle. So the scoreboard says 8 points to 3, but I think it's 9 points to 3 in actual fact at this stage. We're gone with 5 minutes over the time now, and for the first time, the puck out now has got well and landed back in, and Bride Rovers. I thought they were in a bit of trouble there, but Ballymartle was in a little slow line ball in, and Tyke Sullivan got it, but Bride Rovers had it now, and now the number 11 for Bride Rovers, Ryan Pendergast, man, his father was Davy Pendergast, a Kilkenny man, a trip, you could say it was an accidental trip, but it was a trip nevertheless, so this will give a free from around 45 line for Ballymartle, and this will be a landing in around the house again, and of course Ballymartle would love nothing, only a big score now, coming up to the actual half-time, but Bride Rovers have it now again, and Shane O'Connor, I thought he was going to take too much out of it, but he didn't. He sent it down along the wing, and the ball came down along the wing, and it's onto Brian Roach, and Brian Roach was cut around the neck. The ref gave him the advantage first, but he's giving the free now, but didn't much of an advantage out there where it was, because there's a very tight angle for William Finnegan. I'd say, if he took it from there, but he's not, he's gone out, it's a tight enough angle, I'd say, but William Finnegan, I don't know, is it his favourite side or not, but I was amazed now that the ref, I thought that hand around the neck, that normally they say a hand or a hurl around the neck, it would be a yellow card defence, but he's not saying that. William Finnegan's after stealing maybe about a yard and a half, I'd say, well, so I suppose that's allowed in here. So this is one he's lining up to take this now. He's been very accurate in his free taking so far today, William Finnegan, so he lines up. And this one is about just outside. You can just sideways the D here in this picturesque grounds here in Ballincollig on this first day of August, and he sends it over the bar free from William Finnegan. I think that's 10 points, but the ref will have to check this when the actual half-time break will come. I think it's 10 points to 3, but the scoreboard is still showing 9 points to 3, and it's Paul Allen pucks it out again, and this time position is Bride Rovers. Brian Roach is chasing it, but the Ballymartle man gets it now. It's a stalemate, the ball is on the ground. Bride Rovers, Keane O'Connor, number 14 is there, but the Ballymartle man emerges from the ruck, but he doesn't know, he can't turn anywhere with it. Well, good defending from Bride Rovers, because they made him turn. He turned once, he turned twice, and he had no option. William Finnegan making the long journey out near the dugout. You can see she's just there at the 65. This is a long free in from him, but he's going to take a shot at any. I suppose we should be close enough. Well, I suppose when Conor Ryan was down, he was down for a couple of minutes, so we could have another minute or two easy, and this is all at the discussion of the ref. The scoreboard is saying 9 points to 3, but I think there's 10 points to 3, and William Finnegan is taking this out from the first sideline over. It looks fairly good, and it looks over the bar. I think that's 11 points, but the score line is showing That's still only showing 10 points to 3, a 7-point lead. Probably reflects the Bride Rovers superiority, but it's not a huge lead in the hurling game. You know what a goal can do. And again, the Bride, a kind of a 1-2 from the Ballymartle defenders there with the Bride Rovers, and now they're after giving away possession. Bride Rovers haven't. One of the Ballymartle fella had it, but now it's gone to ground. It said there's a ruck of players there, and anybody could have the ball wherever the ball is now. So the Bride Rovers player has it. It's Cian O'Connor has it. He's gone through and he's tumbled to the ground. And if that isn't a penalty now, or if that isn't, he was cut around the neck again. Like how many times can he do that? I just wonder if that's number 3 or 4. Both 3 and 4 have yellow cards already, so they could be in trouble at this stage. But I'm amazed that the ref isn't even. Oh, that's number 5. Seamus Carey. But I mean, whether he's giving him a yellow card now, not, I don't know. But there's just no. There don't seem to be any. You can't see. No, they're just off camera at the moment. No. So William Finnegan is lining up to take this free again, just on the side circle of the D, as you can see there. There's a first aid man rushing on to know was Cian O'Connor injured there, the small goalie, but Cian was pulled down there, which gave that free to William Finnegan, and he lines up to take it now. We're just gone 40 minutes in the first half, so I'd say we can't be that far away from half time at this stage. Scoreboard is saying 10-3, and he puts that over the bar. That's it. Yeah, from William Finnegan, a point from William Finnegan. So I presume we're close. We can't be far away from half time now. Paul Allen. There's a Ballymartle player hugging the sideline over here waiting for a shot one. So there must be a Bride Rovers player free somewhere if Ballymartle have a man over there. But no, he doesn't go for the shot when he sends it out, and is well cut by Ballymartle men midfield, and he's tearing through, and there's several players after him. But he sends the pass in, and it's a good effort, and it's a good effort, but it's kept, and it's gone wide. That was close because the ball was played across the goals. It could have gone anyway. Cian O'Connor or Cian Hogan got to it, and then what's the Ballymartle player? Is he saying that it wasn't gone wide? We're in the 41st minute now, but I suppose he's going in now and he's inquiring. The ref is consulting with his umpire, but if he's satisfied that the ball was gone wide, he's satisfied the ball was gone wide, yeah. So Cian Hogan's puck out goes way beyond centre field. There's a couple of players up for it, and it's a Ballymartle player. The last couple of breaks now are gone Ballymartle way, because Bride Rovers have broken the ball down, but they haven't won possession, they haven't won the secondary position. This time they have, and he's going to be hooked. No, he's not. He gets it down the field. Good ball coming down towards Cian O'Connor, but Cian O'Connor is tumbled, and Brian Roach is there, but Brian Roach is cleared from Brian Roach's patch, and it's coming up to Bride Rovers, to the Ballymartle number 11 have it, and he sends a good ball in, and he sends it. That's the best score that the Ballymartle got, a score they probably needed. That gives them in contention now, so it is 11 points to 4 points now. With now we're getting into the 42nd minute. I'd say now the ref will be calling for the ball fairly. I imagine he will. When Cian Hogan pucks it out again, and no, Brian Sweeney is playing away, and the ball that's a great ball from Cian Hogan, because it goes way down into the Bride Rovers attack. If there was anybody there for it, there's still a Bride Rovers player continuing. If he can only just get the ball up, but he can't get it up, and now it goes to Brian Roach, and Brian Roach sends a great bullet of a shot into the corner of the net. A great goal from Brian Roach of Bride Rovers, which puts him into a commanding position. A great ball. It just broke out, and Brian Roach, one of the Roach twins, himself and his brother, the captain, cocked it under 17 at Ireland a couple of years ago. That was a great score, because it could have been a goal a minute ago at the other side, and instead it's a goal for Bride Rovers. So that, I think the scoreboard is correct now. I think it's 1-11. We're going on to the 42nd minute at this stage. So at half time the score in the match is 1-11 to Bride Rovers and 4 points to Ballymartle. I think that score is correct now at this stage. Conlett Ryan is an awful loss, but we hope he'll be okay, and we hope that he'll be okay, and that his injury isn't too bad. So we'll be back with you. We'll just take a little break, and we'll be back for second half coverage of this game. And at half time the score is 1-11 for Bride Rovers and 4 points for Ballymartle. Okay, we're ready for action for the second half here in Ballincollig of Bride Rovers and Ballymartle, and the ball has been thrown in straight away. Bride Rovers on the attack. Now, there was people were saying at half time to me that Bride Rovers had a strong breeze, and it's the number 8 for Bride Rovers, Daniel Dooley, still going through, and he hits it in, and he hits it over the bar, and a point there for Daniel Dooley from Bride Rovers, the team captain, and that makes the score now 113 to the score was rectified at half time. It is now 113 to 4 points. That's a good score there. Now we just see now with the aid of the wind will Paul Allen have a better puck out, because obviously you could see in the first half Cian Hogan had a huge puck out when he had the wind at his back in the first half. So the ref is waiting now. I don't know what they're waiting for. There's some little delay, and I said hopefully Conor Ryan's injury is not too serious. He's going to wait to get it checked out. So that was a big, you could see the difference there from Paul Allen's puck out. That ball went away down, but it's gone to the Bride Rovers, and Bride Rovers have it, and it's Shane Welsh hits it up along the field, and it goes up along the field, and but Ballymartle have it. No, the ball is on the ground. It's still there for anybody. But number 12, Paddy Flynn, got it. He twisted and he turned and he hit it over the bar, or hit it over his shoulder. Cian O'Connor there is trying to make it difficult for the Ballymartle, but the number 2 for Ballymartle, Coleman, clears it down the field, and Ballymartle are in the attack, and the corner forward, the former Cork sub goalie has it, number 13, the former sub goalie for Cork, Darren McCarthy. They'll be probably looking for a big score at this stage now, because they know they'll be trying to engineer maybe a goal or something. But anyhow, Darren McCarthy is coming out to take the free at this stage. Bride Rovers leading by 113 to 4 points. You'd say it's a huge lead, but a goal or anything can change a game completely around in Hurling. So he's standing over it now. Darren McCarthy, as I said, one of the 3 McCarthys on the full forward line. His brother John is also there, and Killian, no relation, is full forward. So he stands over this now, and he bends and he lifts and he strikes, and he's going to put it over the bar, and he goes to put it over the bar, and he sends this over the bar. So both teams have got a point in this half, so that from a free from Darren McCarthy, so that brings their tally to 5 points, and Bride Rovers with a tally of 113 at the moment. So the ball is pucked out by Cian Hogan. It's still a good puck out, and it lands behind the centre field match, but the centre field match was only broken down by Bride Rovers, and it comes to but number 7 for Bride Rovers has it, and he sends it out, a short pass, and now Daniel Dooley, and Daniel Dooley tries something and trick it along the sideline, and it goes to Paddy Flynn. Paddy Flynn is taking a big raking shot, but he sends it into the corner, and into the corner towards Brian Roach, and Brian Roach has it, and Brian Roach sends the ball across the field to the onrushing, and the onrushing, who has it now, and to number 10 for Bride Rovers has it now, William Finnegan, and William Finnegan taps it over the bar. He's got a good few points on frees in the first half, and now in the second half he's got an opening one from play, so that makes it 114 to Bride Rovers. So he scores a plenty now in the first couple of minutes of the second half, and it's Paul Allen again in the goals, looking at his options. Number 7 for Ballymartle, Simon Downey, is down in his own here on his own unmarked to the centre field line, but it's a huge puck out, and it's sent forward, and it's Ballymartle have it now, and Ballymartle going into the attack now, and Ballymartle send it in, and the ball is going in. It's going in around the square and around the dangerous area, and Ballymartle have it, but there's a Bride Rovers player was coming out. I thought he was fouled. There's a little bit of a schmozzle there, as Michal O'Hare would say, but I'm not sure now whether he's giving. I thought there was a Bride Rovers player fouled on the way out, but he's going in to consult, and as he's going to consult with his umpires, there's a throw ball to the Bride Rovers player is down injured. The corner back, I think, is down injured. Could be Fergus Collins, and the ref, I don't know what he's doing. He's shooshing him away. The Ballymartle free taker is standing as if he wanted to take a free, but I'd say his name could be taken, but no, he's not taking anybody's name. He goes over kind of apologising to the Bride Rovers player, and now he's gone back over to the referee, and the referee has his book out. Now what he's going to do, he's talking to Darren McCarthy, and Darren McCarthy is still having his hand over the ball as if he was expecting to the free in, but he's just after getting a yellow card now. So the yellow card for Darren McCarthy, who got the free from a point there, who got the last free. He's the former Cork senior Hurling goalie, so it looks as though it is a free out for Bride Rovers, and there's the number 6 there, the centre back for Bride Rovers. Owen Roach was getting a bit of attention there, but he seems to be up. He's up on his feet, and he's okay. There's just 5 minutes gone in the second half, and this Cian Hogan, he looks, maybe he's looking at a quick one, maybe he sees somebody free free up along the side of the field that he will set it up to us. But wherever he sends there's 3 or 4, and it's kicked up along the side of the field by Bride Rovers player, and even though Brian Roach is a hard pursuit, it is cleared by one of the Ballymartle backs and cleared down into the dangerous territory again. But Bride Rovers players has it, but he's after losing possession, and it's a line ball for Ballymartle, and he's disputing it. There, Ryan Pendergast is saying to the other men put it out, but anyhow, look, the linesman is going to make the decision, and the linesman is going to make the decision, and there's a bit of a shamazzle now again, lads. Take it easy. It is the ref and the linesman between them are going to decide which way the line ball will go. The line ball originally was given for Ballymartle, but I think the ref is after overturning it and give it for Bride Rovers, because it's the number 9 for Kieran Carney, number 9 for Bride Rovers, Kieran Carney. And Kieran, whose great-grandfather John Carney was on the Bride Rovers team in 30 and 32 when they won the East Cork Championships. He sent a good ball into attack, but a straight into the hand of a Ballymartle defender, and the Ballymartle defender sent it down to Ballymartle. There's noticeable there probably a bit livelier now the second half, more into attack, but the Bride Rovers, the centre back for Bride Rovers, number 6, has had to get it out now. But there's 2 players there, so the ball should have been cleared, but it's not cleared. But now it's number 2, Fergus Collins, is gone away, and is he saying that he took too much out of the ball? Who has the ball? Cian O'Connor has the ball. I think it's probably a free. Must be going to be a free for Ballymartle. I thought it was Cian O'Connor. I thought it was Fergus Collins was after being fouled, but the ref is taking it back, and he's giving a free into Ballymartle. I don't know what that was for now. At this stage now, there's 5 minutes gone in the second half, so Dan McCarthy, presume, will just tap it over the bar. You'd be presuming that, unless you try and drop it in low, but no, there's plenty of time. There's over 25 minutes gone to go in the game, so he'll be looking to put this over the bar and raise another white flag and reduce the deficit. And I mean, it looks a big gap, but look, nothing can be so big sometimes in hurling, because a goal could make an awful difference. And he sends it in, and he sends it wide. It's wide from a free for Darren McCarthy, wide from a free. And so what are we gone? There's just 6 minutes gone this half, and Cian Hogan stands up again, and Cian Hogan pucks it out. He's probably pucked it against the wind now, but he still gets a good long ball. He gets it as far as his number 12, Paddy O'Flynn. Paddy O'Flynn gets it to Shane O'Connor. Shane O'Connor, now don't run into trouble with it now, Shane, because you'll have to get rid of it. You probably took too much out of it, and you're on the ground now. He's still in possession of it. I said the ref was saying he held on to it too long. Should have parted with that ball soon, Shane, because there's a grand ball on you probably ran into trouble with it. Lads, you want to back now, because there's a Ballymartle fella. There's Darren McCarthy waiting now next to near him, and he sends it in, and he sends it over the bar. It's probably one Bride Rovers gave away very soft there now, because they were in possession. Shane O'Connor was in possession and lost possession by overplaying it. There's plenty of men around him, so that reduces the deficit now to 6 points to 114. Tellingly, Ballymartle hadn't getting the last 2 scores. Now 2 Bride Rovers men went up for that, and neither of them got it. Lucky enough, the third man got it, and that's Shane Welsh. And Shane Welsh sends in a good ball. The ball is landing in around the square, but I'd say it'll probably be a free out. It could be a free out, because he's saying that there was a man inside in the square. Yeah, by the time he tumbled, he was in the square. I thought he ran in after the ball when the ball was in the air. That's not the way the ref said. That was Paddy O'Flynn, so it's a free out from the square. Ballymartle definitely have to up the ante a small bit now, because they're well, there's still plenty of time. That we haven't even 10 minutes, we haven't even a third of this half gone yet, and the goalie pucks it down the field, and it is going into anybody's land. Bride Rovers player have it there, and again, I thought that was a very harsh call. He's saying there that Cian O'Connor came in late and top of your man, and it's a free in for Ballymartle. They're after getting a run of frees now. They're after getting 3 or 4 frees now in the last couple of minutes. So Bride Rovers want to be careful not to be giving away silly frees, and they are silly frees. They're after giving away 2 possessions there now. Cian with that free, and before the Shane O'Connor, Shane gave away one, but Ballymartle standing over this now centre field. I suppose would you speak anyone now that he could lend in around the house and hope for a goal at this stage? Or would he just be satisfied to tap it over the bar? He's satisfied to tap it over the bar. So they're after getting 3 scores in a row now. That's after bringing their total back to 7 points. So the Rovers now are still leading by 114 to 7 points. They were leading by 114 to 5 points, but they're after getting in. Ballymartle have possession again. Ballymartle has their hurling has improved, and they've got possession here now again, and it's going to be another point, a silly point. Like, look at the number of Rovers players that were there. There was 4 there to the number 14. To the number 14 held the Killian McCarthy. He was fouled. I thought kind of fouled needlessly, because the Rovers were still in plenty of possession. So we're on the 10th minute of the match now. We'll have a water break now after another 5 or 6 minutes. I must take a water break myself now at the moment. And tis the Ballymartle number 14. Killian McCarthy is down injured, but he'll be okay. And this is it would be a free, and I suppose his dad and McCarthy will probably go to take it again. I suppose he'll be probably satisfied, because if he'll go from having only 4 points at half time, and now there'll be 8 points. I mean, they'll have doubled their scoring tally. They'll have doubled their scoring tally in 10 minutes, which would be a great return in comparison to what they were doing in the first half. He stands over this, you never know, like he might have a go for a goal off at a stage like this, but no, he sends it straight high and over the bar again. So that's their fourth score in a row now. Yeah, that's right. Bride Rovers were leading by 1-14-5, and into 6 and into 7, and now it was 8. So it is 8 points to 1-14 for Bride Rovers at this stage. So and Cian Hogan's ball is kicked out, but come on now, Shane Welsh have it this time. Don't take too much out of it, and he passes it to Daniel Dooley, and the ball, a bad mistake there by the lads. It went completely astray. You'd say a ball they had well in control of, and now Cian Hogan looks, and he said Tiger Sullivan was surely fouled there, but the old wily character Brian Murphy has it. Brian Murphy sends it out, but Brian Murphy's ball goes straight out over the bar. So the Rovers backline are under a bit of pressure now at the moment, because all the position is going Ballymartle's way, and like I said, they've had the scores as a little break in play now, because there's a Ballymartle player down injured. And at this stage now, Bride Rovers are just 6, 8, and 14 is 17. They're still 9 points ahead. You said it's a big lead, but anything can happen anything at all can happen in a hurling match. A goal either way could change around the fashion of the game. And whether it's the wind or not, but Ballymartle certainly have to come into the game much more in the second half. And this is another opportunity. Sideline, a good sideline, a great sideline ball. And it went all the ways into Cian Hogan's hands. Come on, Cian, don't be delaying. Puck it out. He's after finding a loose man. He's not after finding a loose man, but he's after finding a man this match. But he's after finding position for Bride Rovers. And the number 10 for Bride Rovers had it there. And the number 10 hit it up was William Finnegan, but the ball is coming back now. Don't take too much out of it now, Shane O'Connor. Don't take too much out of it. Don't be killing yourself, that's what I'm saying. And number 10, William Finnegan, sends it in again. And a good ball in around the attack. But the Ballymartle player have it. There seems to be Ballymartle players there a number. And he's finding a man. He cleared it out to him again. But Darren McCarthy has it now this stage, and he's coming out the field. He's looking for someone, and he offloads it out to his number 7, and his number 7 is Simon Dorney. Simon Dorney sends a great ball in around the square, and Cian Hogan under a small bit of pressure, but I suppose he did the right thing. He sent it out over the line, but Bride Rovers would badly want to score to settle him now, because they haven't had a score for a while. But I suppose Ballymartle, no matter how much they were down at half time, they were bound to have a big purple patch, and they're having their purple patch now. And this is, what is it? Oh yes, Cian O'Connor got it out, I'd say it was over the sideline. It's only out maybe 14 yards from the corner line, but it'll be a sideline ball. If it'll be anything like the one while ago, it'll be landing in around the square again, because they have a very good sideline cutter, and they're hitting it. Yeah, there's plenty of backs and forwards in there now at the moment. And of course, I should say, I said at half time that Ballymartle probably have the aid of a little bit of a breeze now in the second half, and in fairness, they're making good use of it. He bends, he lifts, he strikes, and he gets it in, and he gets it a wide ball from a sideline there, a wide ball from a sideline. There's someone changing. Is there a sub coming on, or there's someone shouting at the ref? No, they're just like, no, there isn't a sub coming on, I think, is there? But they're just changing around. The players. Or is that number? I can't see. Perhaps that's number 17 after coming on. Darren McCarthy, a big player, I'm not sure. Anyhow, the ball is pucked out by Cian Hogan, and even though there was 3 Bride Rovers players there, but it started breaking down, and then that's the player that just came on, as I said there, number 17, for clear it now, don't be taking too much out of it. Jesus almighty, there was a kind of a double entente, but he got it anyway, and it's sent back to the number 6, and number 6 Owen Roach sends it up the field, right into the corner, and the sub Jason Mannix is chasing it. Jason Mannix is down on it, he's over it. If he could just get the play, if he can get the ball across the way now to somebody over there at some stage over there, and the ball is still there, but it's onto the goalie's hands. Paul Allen has it, and Paul Allen comes out 21 yards, and Paul Allen cleans it down. It's a bit, and it's down between 2 players, and the Bride Rovers player number 7 there was pulled back. Definitely he was in possession, Shane Welsh, but he got a tug back, so just free up. It'll be a relieving free for the Bride Rovers as we're approaching the quarter of an hour stage. It said it's nearly quarter of an hour gone. Well, there isn't yet, maybe 13 or 14 minutes, or within a minute or two now. At the ref's discretion, we could have a water break for the second half, but at this stage, Bride Rovers are leading by 114 to 8 points, but you just don't know, because anything can happen at this stage, and as I said, a goal can make a huge difference. So it's William Finnegan. This is further out than most of the points he got, or most of the efforts he had in the first half. It's just on the 65-yard line there as William Finnegan now. And of course he had the aid of the wind in the first half, and he's playing probably against the wind in the second half, and he sends it in and he sends it wide. A lot of people thought it was over the bar, but it was wide from William Finnegan from a free, and that leaves the score still at 114 to 8 points. And Paul Allen now is going to puck it out again as we approach the quarter of an hour stage. Yeah, we're just on 40 minutes now, and you can see the difference there that the wind is making. Yeah, because number 12 now for Bride Rovers has a Paddy Fling, and Paddy Fling sends it up, and there's now going to be a chase. There's a chase between Cian O'Connor and his man. Cian O'Connor, he just bulldozed into him. Instead of getting the ball, he just bulldozed into the man, and because that'll be a free out for Ballymartle now again. Bride Rovers haven't had a score with a long time at this stage. They've only scored 2 points in second half early on. They haven't scored. We're just on the quarter final mark, so we'll have a water break now shortly. We'll have a water break and a big raking free from Ballymartle right down into the heart of the defence. But there's a Bride Rovers, because I thought he was the cornerback as he went for that. He was as the cornerback went for that, he was fouled. But Darren McCarthy is tearing in along the end line now, and he gets a great ball in, but it's put out by a Rovers player anyhow, and one of the Ballymartle fellas has it again now, but Darren McCarthy has it again now, and Darren McCarthy sends it in, and Darren McCarthy gets it again, but the Bride Rovers player has his stick with no one had it. It's still on the ground. Darren McCarthy is there, but one of the Bride Rovers players has it. Number 9 is cleared out the field. Number 9 was Kieran Carney, and it's a good clearance from the Rovers, but Ballymartle are there in probably in numbers, but the Bride Rovers man, he's on his knees, and Cian O'Connor, a lazy flick of the hurley, and he gives away a free again. You'd say when we were in possession, just a lazy flick of the hurley as we're just gone into the last quarter of the game now at this stage, and Bride Rovers still holding on to that lead of 114 to 8 points, but this will be a free now for Ballymartle with the win. This will be landing in around the house, I'd say, and of course they'll be all effort at this stage now. We're due a water break now shortly, so they'll be looking for a big score before that. So the ref makes his way in. Brian Sweeney, is there a player down injured inside yet? Is one of the corner forwards for Ballymartle, but he's up and he's around, and there's plenty possession around there, plenty. Yeah, the square is well possessed of forwards and backs now as this free in from way over the sideline, out beyond the score, up beyond the halfway line, over near the dugouts goes Wayne. It's landing about 21 yards line. There's a lot of fellas up for it, and there's one of the Ballymartle fellas has it, but in fairness to Brian Murphy gets a block down, and it's gone wide. It ends up, I thought there was a wide ball, no? He gives it a 65. Yes, it's given as a 65. Yeah, Brian Murphy was wavy it wide, but the umpire gives it as a 65. You're saying that Brian Murphy is hardly with last contact, and so we're getting on to the 16th minute now. It's the 65 for Ballymartle. If they'll get this score now, it'll mean they'll be after getting 5 scores. Is it 4 or 5 scores in a row? Yeah, they were only 5. Yeah, they went 6, 7, 8. This will be they're aiming now for their 4th point in a row, which would bring them up to 9 points. So you'd have to say that they've dominated this quarter, while Rovers have been a bit on the back foot. I won't say they were hanging on to their lead, but they were just a bit on the back foot, and this one goes in and it goes over the bar, and it's a point from a 65. So that makes it 9 points, and the ref gives the water break now, so it is 114 to 9 points. I'll be back on air now in about 2 minutes. Okay, we're ready and waiting here again now for Brian Sweeney to throw in the ball for the last, I suppose you could say 15 to 20 minutes of this game here. It varies a bit with injury time and water break time. The halves can last from 30 to 35 minutes. Well, we had a lot of injuries. We had a lot of injuries in the first half, and that added to it. So now in the second quarter there, at half time, Bride Rovers had 112. They only added 2 points, and Ballymartle added 5. So the ref is ready. I think he's ready. Oh yeah, sorry, the game is on again. And obviously Ballymartle have the use of the wind at this stage, and they're able to use it. And the ball is going in around. And that's young McCarthy, Darren McCarthy, former Cork sub-goalie, he's in a shot there, and Cian Hogan got a tremendous safety, because if that had gone into the net at this stage in the game, it could have changed around it. So that'll be a 65 now. They've introduced 2 subs, including number 20, the huge man there, Paul Gary, is in full forward, and number 17 came on earlier, Darren McCarthy. But Paul Gary is a huge, big presence, so you just wonder if they'll lob ball into him. And on the other side of the field, the Bride Rovers forwards, especially young Mannix and Roach, look to have the beatings of them in if they get possession, but the ball just didn't come into him. It's stopping out at the half-forward line. It's not coming any further to him. And that ball goes in and goes, there was wide from a 65. So that still leaves the score. Ballymartle have 9 points and Bride Rovers have 114, with just a minute gone, and the ball is pucked out, and it's a good ball, and it's coming on now to it's the number 6 is the centre back for Bride Rovers, has Owen Roach, and there's a free. Actually, you're saying there was a late tackle there. Yeah, it's a stupid ball to give away now. Stupid free from Daniel Dooley. I think kind of a lazy one again, like we did in the first half. And now Ballymartle sending in a shot ball. It's gone in, and it's gone all the ways wide. Another wide. Looking for Bride Rovers, because that we were in attack. Bride Rovers were in attack there from with Owen Roach gone forward. The next thing was Ballymartle in the attack. So Cian Hogan now again studying his options as he learns to goes to puck this out. It's a good long puck. He's not looking for a shot winner, and he's in there just beyond centre field, but again to the Ballymartle hand gets it, and it goes number 5 Shane O'Connor. He was taken out of it there now. That could be I'd say I wouldn't be surprised now, that could be a red card, because that's what they call a clothesline tackle, taken out of it happened, and the ref is he even given a card? Maybe it was the wrong man. I thought the man he was giving to number 8, I suppose, was the man that took him down, all right, and he's going to have a word with him there, the number 8 for Sean O'Mahony. Yeah, Sean O'Mahony got a yellow card there, and as Cian O'Connor is stretched, he looks to be kind of serious enough at the moment, and he looks to be kind of a serious injury. There isn't a move out of him, because he got it across the face, and he got his a head-high tackle, which is a very, very dangerous tackle in hurling. And again, the physio and the medical people are in, and it would be afraid to lose 2 people at the same kind of a tackle, because it seems that the injury that Conor Ryan got in the first half was an injury to his jaw, and it could be serious enough. We hope it's not. He's gone for medical treatment to see after. We hope that he'll be okay. But Shane O'Connor, again, they're very careful looking at just lifting his head up there, because you have to be very, very careful. Anything through the head or a neck injury, he's rotating his head and his neck, and so hopefully he'll be okay, like, you know. So just back on air now again into the free out for a free for Bride Rovers, a free out or a free into William Finnegan has taken it. Is out a good bit, but William Finnegan has taken it. I suppose he would be ambitious to go for a score. He wouldn't be going for a hardly score, but he'd be getting in around the danger area for Bride Rovers, because they haven't had that many attacks in this half, and he sends it in, and it goes to the wide. He goes wide. He had the link. All right, I didn't think he would, but he had. But it has gone wide. So we're just under 5 minutes mark in this quarter of an hour, and a huge puck out again from Paul Allen, and it goes down, and the Ballymartle Hurley gets it, and the Ballymartle man is going through number 12, and he's still going through, but there's Bride Rovers Hurley is there, and there's a Bride Rovers man. Bride Rovers man had it cleared, and he lost it, and now it's number 7, and to Shane Welch got that out. Shane Welch got it out here, and he got it as far as young Roach. and young Roach was shoved out over the line, and the ref saying that was a fair shoulder. I couldn't see that was a fair shoulder. So going into a Ballymartle man, the Ballymartle man tries to make a bullet for the goal, and again Cian Hogan makes an excellent save, and now the Bride Rovers are relieving that pressure. That ball has gone up the field, and now but unfortunately the Ballymartle man gets as it goes out towards the line, and they're still there, they're still in play. Bride Rovers have it, they haven't. There's who's after arriving now? It's a kind of a scrum. I'd say the ref will probably have to throw it in now, but the linesman is saying to the Bride Rovers ball. The linesman is saying to the Bride Rovers ball, there's 5 minutes gone, and the ref is concurring with him that it's a Bride Rovers ball at this stage. So it is Bride Rovers. There's just 5 minutes gone now in this last quarter of the match. So we still have 10 minutes left, and the score still stands at Ballymartle 114, Bride Rovers 9 points, and it is a line ball, and it is wet. The ref is holding off. Kieran Carney was just going to take it, but the ref is telling him to hold off because for some reason is there a substitution or what's happening. He's having words with Xavier Wood with Pat Carney, the Bride Rovers trainer. I'm not sure what that was about, but I think what's he doing now? Yes. Oh no, the ball, the line ball is still to be taken. We're going into the sixth. Well, I suppose you've only 5 minutes gone. There's still 10 minutes left. And it is Kieran Carney. He didn't hit it very strong. He hit it as best he could, but it didn't go very far. And as the Ballymartle man escapes with it, comes out with it, but he's well surrounded by Bride Rovers players. But one of them clears it, and as the Ballymartle man has it now, and he hits it down into the attack. And there's a Ballymartle man, the goalie, the former cock goalie, Dad McCarthy, comes out, and he hits it over the bar to continue their scoring spree. So now they're on 10 points, and Bride Rovers are on 114. So there's just 7 points in it with 9 minutes left in the match. 9 minutes to go. 7 points. So Ballymartle have been eating into the Bride Rovers lead. Bride Rovers badly want to score just to settle themselves down. They are ahead, but they want to score just to settle themselves down and to just keep the momentum going. And now Brian Roach, that's a very severe tackle. But if the ref, he just doesn't seem to be taking action at all. It's not Brian Roach actually. It is that Daniel Dooley is down. We've had a couple of very, very heavy tackles, but it's not going to merit. It doesn't seem that is going to merit a card or anything in it. There's no one getting a card. William Finnegan's coming out standing over it. He had the link the last time, but it was just a small little bit. It just tailed off wide, so they could do with a score just to kind of to settle them down at this stage. Just 5-6. I suppose about 7 minutes gone. Yeah, about 7 minutes gone, and maybe 7 or 8. Yeah, but we'll have injuries now again because obviously with the added time and with the injuries, you'll have a couple of minutes added, and for the water, you'll have a couple of minutes added again. Seems to be a leg injury, but the ref walking back. Sure, he's only going to take action now. At this stage, he's walking back as if he's going to talk to somebody, or there's nothing happening back there. So with 12 or 13 minutes to go, whether his attention was called to something or not, he walked back. But now he's just telling the players to come forward a small bit. The Bride Rovers player is up anyhow, and he's okay. I think he's just stretching himself a small bit. Just the team captain Daniel Dooley is okay, I'd say, and William Finnegan is standing over this as we entered. No, I thought we were going into the 10th minute of the last quarter, but we're not. No, there's No, we're just only about the 6th or 7th minute, so there's still 7 or 8 minutes to go in this match. And Willie Finnegan stands over this now, and you can see it is on the mark. He's just inside. His one leg is inside, one leg is out to 65-yard line as he strikes this one in, and he sends it, and it's gone over the bar. So it's a relieving score for Bride Rovers. So it's a point from 65 from William Finnegan, and that makes it 115, which is 18 to 10 points, which is an 8-point lead. And once again, Ballymartle are in the attack, but Bride Rovers seem to be there, and as a Bride Rovers player on the ground in possession. And it was who was in possession at the time was Ryan Prendergast, and is he saying that he held on to the ball too long? Oh, fuck, shit, he's giving you free to Dan McCarthy, because the Bride Rovers player he couldn't do anything else. There was 3 or 4 fellas up on top of his back and 2 or 3 more fellas up on top of his front. He couldn't do anything with it, but anyhow, the ref's decision is final, and he's making the point, and he's giving a free in, and to Dan McCarthy, the former sub goalie and the Cork Hurling team for a number of years, he's going to take it again, and he hasn't missed too many. He had a couple of wides early on, but since that he's been very accurate, and this one he kind of dipped it in and just dipped it, and it went wide. I thought he was trying to dip it in, maybe dip it into the corner of the net, but it went wide from a free from Darren McCarthy. So we're just in the 10th minute now. There's about 5 or 6 minutes to go, and the score now at the moment is Bride Rovers 115 and Ballymartle 10 points. But once again Ballymartle are on the attack, and once again Ballymartle, it's a good looking ball in from Ballymartle, and there's a Ballymartle forward in possession inside, and he sends it wide, another wide. There isn't a doubt about it, but they're having plenty of possession. But they're just not as accurate as they possibly could be, like, you know. Sorry, I'm taking a little drink of water there. I can imagine the lads out in the field now would badly do a drop of water, but under the new rules now they can't, and Keane Hogan pucks it out again way up beyond centre field, and Rovers player up for it, and Brian Roach adds to it, sends it on up. That should be up towards Mannix' corner. There's no sign of Mannix coming out. Roach is still there himself. Roach makes it difficult for the man. Roach is there, Mannix is there as well now, and it's Roach, but it's a Ballinhessick player, or Ballymartle player comes out with the full back, and he pucks it on ahead of him, and it's a Ballymartle player. There's 3 Bride Rovers players, and he passes it over across the way, and the Ballymartle player has it, and he takes a shot. That was half blocked down, but it's gone into the danger area, and McCarthy have it now. McCarthy has gone through, and the Bride Rovers player had no position. I suppose he had nothing to do, and he pulled him down there. Ryan Pendergast, number 11, he'd probably pick up a card for it, but it was worth it, because he probably had to at this stage with the game going into the last. The game is going to the last, and his number will be probably, this fella's probably going to go for a blazer, but John McCarthy's coming at this stage now, and we've 4 minutes left in actual time, but you could still have 6 or 7 minutes, because between the water break and the injuries there early on in the first half, we had, I think, we had about 6 minutes at a time, so they just had to know, he's had to give in 2 yellow cards to both Tyke Sullivan and Ryan Prendergast, and normally you said this would be one for Darren McCarthy, but the fact that John McCarthy is coming out, you just wonder, is he going to have a blast and send it in low, but he didn't. No, he sent it over the bar, and 'tis a free, isn't it? Yeah, Sullivan, so it is 1:15, which is 18 players, 11, 1:15 to 0:11, so 1:15, that's 18, so there's 7 points of a break, of a gap in it, 7 points, as Keane Hogan looks at his options, and Keane Hogan pucks it out, a long ball, a great ball from Keane Hogan, but the Bride, and it's cut by, no, it's cut by Bride Rovers men there, but it's not cut by Bride Rovers men, but Bride Rovers are after breaking the momentum, and there's someone, the Bride Rovers comes out, and who comes out with it and gets it, and sends it way up the field, a good ball. Brian, only that the wily fox Brian Muffin, he sends it into the corner, and Keane O'Connor is there, and Jason Mannix is there, and Jason Mannix wins possession, and Jason Mannix spills it, but it's gone out over the line. The Bride Rovers player were protesting that hard, it was the other way it should have gone, and the ref, there's no point in protest, they said the ref isn't going to overturn him this time, I think, RSA. He is again, for the second time in the game. The ref overturns the decision of the linesman, and he decides that there's going to be a line ball in for Bride Rovers. So Bride Rovers have 1:15, that's a total of 18 points, and Ballymartle have 11 points, and we've about 4 minutes of ordinary time left. So you could have 6 or 7 minutes easily, and it's number, and again it's Paddy O'Flynn. Takes a look at the sideline, and he sends it in, and a great ball from Paddy O'Flynn, and he sends it over the bar. That's a great puck from Paddy O'Flynn, sideline ball straight over the bar. He was played on the Cork minor team 2 years ago. He was full forward, so that brings the Bride Rovers total now to 1:16, which is 19 and 11 points for Ballymartle. That's 8 points of a gap, and we are now 3 or 4 minutes, and the ball 3 or 4 minutes left. And don't be too casual about it. I thought he was a small bit casual there, but the ball goes up now to the centre back for Bride Rovers, Owen Roach, one of the Roach twins, and he sends a fine long ball up, and it's cut inside, and it's a good ball to sent in, a great ball to sent in, but it doesn't go be cut by Jason Mannix. No, it's gone wide, so straight away Paul Allen is looking up straight away, he's not wasting any time. Paul Allen is looking at it now, and Paul Allen is going to looks like he's going to puck it out, and number 7 here, Simon Darden, he's kind of on his own, but he chooses to go the more direct straight down the middle, and there's a Bride Rovers player kind of waiting at the back in case it would break back there, and indeed that player that gets it, and he's kind of half blocked down, but still goes up along the sideline, he's making ground up towards the wing, but is it a Bride Rovers player or a Ballymartle player? There's a clash there, and the Bride Rovers player gets it there, and he sends it in, and it's a good score from William Finnegan. Good score from Willie Finnegan, and he sends it over the bar, so that makes the Bride Rovers total now 117, which is 20 to 11 points, so there's a 9 points of a gap now again, so the Ballymartle are in possession now, number 17, he came on as a sub, surely they'll stop him, they had to stop him, they had no choice to stop him, because at that stage it would look very dangerous, and at this stage now he's moving in the free, it is Darren McCarthy now is going to take it, so he'll obviously be going to go for a goal now as the game just enters full time now, and he's going to go for a lash, and to saved on the line and sent out, and to still there, and Fergus Collins, if he gets there in time, he could be able to clear this if he gets there in time, and he sends it up, and Kieran Kearney has it now. Kieran Kearney, don't take too much out of it. Kieran Kearney sends it up along the line, but the pass went astray. The pass wasn't meant for that. Yes, but he got it again, and Ballymartle shove him out over the line. That's all you have to do. Shove him out over the line, keep him out over the line. But no, it's the Ballymartle player has it again, and he passes it to another Ballymartle player, and they are forcing him back out. But the ball goes in. Bride Rovers have an extra man inside, but I think the ref is giving a free in. Is he giving a free in? Is he giving a free in again? I don't know what that free in was, but he's giving the free in again. Yeah, it is a free. I didn't see it out, just slightly off camera. So we're just gone into the first minute of added time now, and Bride Rovers are leading. They have a 9-point lead, just that's a comfortable lead. But he sends it in, and Fergus Collins blocks it down. And Fergus Collins clears it up the field. If there's someone waiting for it, but no, straight into there. It's as if there's a magnet there waiting for the Ballymartle Hurling, and he's saying now that one of the Bride Rovers player gave him a little tip, and he's giving a free in from distance again to Ballymartle. I don't know what that was, but he just said there was a tip on the Hurling. I didn't see it, so we're going into added time now. And is he after changing his mind? No, he's not. You think for a minute as well he was given the free the other way? No, but it's a free for Ballymartle. Now we're just after ticking over the 60 minutes, but as I said initially, we could have 62 or 63, and you could have 65 minutes here in this match because of the way it is going. And that ball is going in, and that ball goes wide. There's a wide. It was sent in a long free, but there's still a wide ball. So we're just gone on to the 60th minute now at this stage. And we like I said, between the water break and the injuries, we hadn't as much injuries now in the second half, but we still had some injuries. So you could have a couple of minutes added on. Oh Lord God, I must take it up a water myself and clean. Cian Hogan pucks it out. There's a Rovers hand gone up for it, but the Rovers hand didn't get it. There's a Ballymartle Hurley got it, and he passed it out to another Ballymartle man, and he gets, despite the attentions of the Bride Rovers player, he gets it in. But Darren McCarthy now was trying again, and Cian Hogan, since that one, I think he deflected it over the bar, but it's gone over the bar, so that increases Ballymartle's total to 12 points, and the Bride Rovers have won 17, so there's still a margin of 8 points in it as we're going into the 62nd or 3rd minute now. And Cian Hogan, the players are tired now for the first time this evening. Actually, the sun is shining now. It's probably tiring enough conditions that all love a bottle of water, but they can't get a bottle of water. Brian Roach followed it out over, but the line ball is for Brian. Jesus didn't. It's for Ballymartle. Brian Roach is standing over it, but it is a Ballymartle ball. As we're going into the second minute of injury time now in Ballymartle, he's looking, and he hits a good ball in, and the Bride Rovers are there in the north. Is still is. Eyes out to blow it up the ref. So the final score in the match today is Bride Rovers 117 and 12 points for Ballymartle. A great win for Bride Rovers that avenged the match that they lost. The last time they played was back in June 2002, and the only survivor from the Bride Rovers team is the wily Brian Murphy, the Cork player, All-Star, All-Ireland medal winner, Young Hurler of the Year, outstanding player Brian Murphy, and he gave a masterful display again today. And for Bride Rovers, they'd be delighted because with 621 players starting in this match was a great win for them. And that match 2002, imagine all those years ago, a player made his debut for Bride Rovers who's missing that day. That was the great Barry Johnson. He came on as a sub that day, and as we know, Barry is now lining out with Ballyhooly. We wish him all the very best this weekend. They're playing Ballimore in the championship, and we know Barry will give every much effort in the blue and gold of Ballyhooly. He did with gold, green, white and gold with Bride Rovers. I got a text from this morning, and the Bride Rovers players are delighted because in this championship, to lose your first match puts you under pressure straight away. The Bride Rovers are after winning the first match, and they can face into the match against Father O'Neill's. They'll be facing until next week with trepidation, of course, because Father O'Neill's are the hot favourites to probably win out this championship. They're the bookies' favourites before it started. But for Bride Rovers to win this match, and especially after this long layoff period, they had a few practice matches there in recent weeks. They played the intermediate champions of Limerick and the intermediate champions of Tipperary and Waterford of last year, and had varied results against them. But to come up here today and get a championship win is really the icing on the cake. And from the start, even though I kept saying the gap was narrow, but in fairness, a free take of William Finnegan was outstanding, and the play of all the backs was outstanding. Brian Murphy led by example. Daniel Dooley, they were very good, disciplined. Now the only downside obviously is a serious injury to Conleth Ryan, but we hope Conleth will be okay. And there's very little time. That's the only problem with this COVID championship. Now this year there's very little time because it is only next Friday night. Bride Rovers have to come to Parky Ring to play Father O'Neill, so you have two teams after a win each. There'll be about a fortnight after that then before Father O'Neill's will be facing Ballymartle and Bride Rovers will be facing Kilworth. But there's only two teams qualify from the group. Originally they were saying there was going to be two qualify and the best losers, the best third teams, but that's not the way now. So obviously there was an unusual situation here. There's no dressing rooms now, so the Bride Rovers team are just warming down at the far side, and Ballymartle are here under us. And to tell the truth, I'm fairly hungry now myself, because I was up early this morning and I had to go to the creamery for a few things, and we went to Fermai afterwards. And what I had in Fermai was one of those things I hardly ever ate before, that eggs Benedict. And I'll tell you, I was after a lot of lettuce and onions last night, and I don't drink, but I'll tell you, lads, having eggs Benedict is two half-cooked eggs and a kind of a rashery thing, and having that on top of all the lettuce last night, I'll tell you, my stomach is due to a bit of explosions now. But I suppose, look, if we had lost the game, I'd be in an awful state, but the fact that we won makes it a bit happier. And the team led by Daniel Dooley, and look, they've given a very good display here today, and like Ballymartle gave their all as well, because we know what Ballymartle made. They won an All-Ireland Championship a few years ago, and they're never an easy team to beat. We knew that. We expected maybe to beat them in 2002, and we didn't, and we lost that day in Park Ring. We weren't up today for revenge. We weren't, because there was not the teams had no. Brian Murphy said was the only survivor of the two teams, but we came here today Bride Rovers came here today with the intention of trying to win the first championship match, as did Ballymartle, because Ballymartle are an outstanding team. They're a senior hurling club in a small parish, and their second team is intermediate, so we wish them the best in the next round of the championship. As for Bride Rovers, they're leaving Ballincollig here this evening, and unfortunately very few viewers have seen it, and the trouble about it is, like, from the point of view of showing it on YouTube and having a commentator, the only commentator they could find was me, who last commentated the game back in 1981, but so look, I did the best I could anyhow. And the final score of the match here today was Bride Rovers 117 and Ballymartle 12 points. So as I said, Bride Rovers go on now and face Father O'Neill's next week with a win, and then they will have a fortnight's break after that. Win or lose that game, they'll have a fortnight's break after that for the game against Kilworth, and Kilworth are playing Ballymartle, I think, Wednesday week, and their last game then will be a week after that. So that's the score here. Bride Rovers, I haven't the full list of scorers, but they ended up as 117, and obviously William Finnegan made a very, very significant contribution from frees. His accuracy was very good. He took over. It isn't easy often to come in as a free taker to a team, but he took it over very well, and he did exceptionally well today, and the backs did very well. And in fairness, the team overall as a unit, I think Stephen Glasgow, who was on the Piershick team that beat us in Fermai in our first year up intermediate, and he was in the Piershick team there a few years ago, that got a bit of a surprise when Ballymartle beat him in the quarter final. But I think Stephen Glasgow and Pat Kearney and Richie Cahill and Barry Hazelwood and Johnny Farrell, they'll be happy enough. They won't be saying it was the best performance ever, but they'll be happy enough to come away with any championship match, any senior championship match, and to win with a margin of 8 points. And after losing when you have outstanding forwards in the first half, you'd have to say it is a good afternoon's work. And Mary's milking the cows at home. I forgot to tell her that the high field is divided in two. She couldn't leave them up there, but I'll try and be back for the end of the cows. But the boss is unlikely. I won't be going to a pub drinking, because I don't drink, but I might try and go for a bit of grub somewhere, because I'll tell you, the eggs Benedict that I got this morning is still rumbling around a little bit in my stomach. And of course there's a lot of other games on tonight, including the Glen and the Bears below in the park, which will be on mainstream television tonight, and there are a host of other games, and we wish all the other clubs, especially our own neighbours in East Cork, who are all playing at the weekend, we wish them all the very best. So we'll say over and out now from a delighted Bride Rovers. I won't say Trong, because there wasn't a Trong, but there's a nice few people here from Bride Rovers as we leave Ballincollig after the first round in this round robin group of 4 teams. Father O'Neill's beat Kilworth last night, and this evening Bride Rovers have beaten Ballymartle on the score of Bride Rovers 117, Ballymartle 12 points. Goramila Mahagiven, thanks everyone for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the coverage of the game. We know you'd have preferred to be here. We know we'd have preferred if you all were here with us, and we'd have preferred the same for next week. But look, they're the times we're living in, and there's nothing we can do about that. So we just hope that you enjoyed what you heard and what you saw here from Ballincollig today. As I said, Bride Rovers 1 goal and 17 points, and Ballymartle 12 points. Goramila Mahagav Agus Slán.